The average American has just 64 years of healthy life expectancy, yet traditional retirement planning has you working until 65. You notice something wrong with those numbers? After managing over $6 million in assets, I've identified 5 critical reasons why following traditional retirement advice might be your most expensive mistake. If you're a working professional making $75,000 to $250,000 annually and follow traditional retirement advice, this information will transform how you think about your future. In the next few minutes, you'll discover why your healthy life expectancy should change your entire retirement timeline. How starting just 10 years earlier can cut your required monthly savings by like 60%, and the hidden inflation trap that makes waiting until 65 exponentially more expensive. You'll also learn why you likely need far less than traditional calculators suggest and how to make work optional while still in your prime years. Look, every year you wait isn't just postponing your freedom, it's actually increasing the cost and decreasing your ability to enjoy it. Let me show you why, starting with the most crucial factor most retirement planners ignore completely. Look, I already told you the average healthy life expectancy for most Americans, according to the World Health Organization, is just 64 years. This means most Americans lose their ability to fully enjoy activities like hiking, traveling, or playing with their kids at around 64 years old. Traditional retirement planning ignores this crucial number entirely. Think about it. This means that for your retirement timeline, if you wait until 65 to retire, you're literally planning to work past your healthy life expectancy. Many of my clients initially push back on this, saying they know plenty of healthy 70-year-olds. But here's the reality. While some people stay active well past 64, the data shows this is the exception, not the rule. Medical studies consistently show that chronic health conditions, mobility issues, and energy levels significantly impact the quality of life after 64. Take my own parents, for example. My dad is 60 and he's had diabetes for like 10 years now. It's created eyesight problems and trouble with his bone density. Or my mom, who developed melanoma skin cancer in her 50s. Both continue to work, stay active, live productive, purposeful lives, but the reality is that their healthy years are behind them already. So the solution is clear. We need to align our freedom date with our healthy life expectancy. By making work optional before your health starts to decline, you can fully enjoy the freedom you've earned. Now, if these numbers have opened up your eyes to the urgency of starting sooner, I've created something special that you can take action on today. It's my free 5-day email crash course that shows you exactly how to get started investing for financial independence in just 5 days. And so here's what you'll get. You'll discover the most important things about investing that nobody tells you about, how to avoid the 3 costly mistakes most new investors make, your step-by-step guide to making your first investment, and you also get the upgrades to triple your wealth building speed and the best practices for long-term investing success. Plus, when you sign up for the crash course, you'll get immediate access to our Firestarter community, which is a private group of professionals who are on the path to financial independence. And you'll get access to a bonus course on how to get started on your financial independence journey, weekly webinars, a supportive community of like-minded professionals, and exclusive early access to new Fire OS content. Remember, every year you wait just postponing your freedom, it's making it exponentially more expensive. Take the first step today with this free email course, link below. All right, so let's get back to it. Health isn't the only factor working against traditional retirement planning. Let's talk about how time itself becomes your most precious currency. So reason number 2 is time currency. The average professional spends 50 hours per week at work, including commute time. Over a traditional career, this adds up to 72,000 hours of your prime years. Most parents only get 37 minutes of quality time with their children each day. So let's put those real numbers into perspective on what you're trading away. At 50 hours per week, you're giving up 24 hours every year to your job. For perspective, that's 100 full days annually. Some argue this trade is necessary to provide for their family, but here's the painful truth. You're trading away the very moments your family needs the most. So take my client Sarah. She realized this when she missed her daughter's soccer championship because of a quarterly business review. Another client calculated he spent more time in Zoom meetings than he did with his kids last year. This time trade isn't just about work, it's about life's irreplaceable moments. So while traditional retirement planning focuses on just the financial numbers, it completely ignores the massive time cost. So by making work optional sooner, you reclaim these precious hours during your prime years. You get to choose how to spend your time based on what matters most to you, not your employer's demands. Speaking of trades, let me show you how compound interest creates an even more compelling reason to start sooner. So reason number 3 is the power of starting earlier. So meet Sarah and Mike, both successful professionals making $120,000 annually. Sarah starts investing $2,000 a month at age 30, while Mike waits until 40. Both aim for $2 million in retirement savings. By waiting just 10 years, Mike must invest $5,000 monthly to reach that same goal. That's $3,000 more every month. Many people tell me that they'll invest more later when they earn more. But here's the problem. That extra $3,000 a month is hard to find even with the higher salary. I've seen clients struggle to find an extra few $100s a month, let alone thousands. Mike now needs to invest 2.5 times more than Sarah, all because he waited. The math gets even worse when you factor in what Mike could have done with the extra $3,000. Things like home improvements, children's education, or just family experiences. This isn't just about investing more, it's about the freedom that money could have bought. So starting 10 years early doesn't just make the goal easier to reach, it literally cuts your required monthly investment by like 60%. This means more available cash flow for your current life while still building your future. But there's another force working against those folks who wait. It's called inflation, and it makes freedom more expensive every year you delay. So reason number 4 is the inflation factor. A comfortable lifestyle costing $80,000 a year today will require $180,000 in 30 years, assuming normal inflation. Your house, groceries, and healthcare all get more expensive every year you wait. Traditional retirement planning often underestimates this impact. Let me show you what happened to my client Mike, who's currently spending $80,000 yearly in Charlotte. His modest home costs $420,000 today, but in 30 years at normal inflation rates, a similar home will cost over $1 million. His $800 a month grocery bill becomes $1,900 per month. Healthcare costs rise even faster, 5 to 7% annually. Most people focus on saving more, but they're missing the key point. Waiting literally makes freedom more expensive. So every year you delay, inflation increases your required savings by thousands. Some folks will argue that you'll earn more as inflation rises, but wages rarely keep up with the pace of rising costs, especially in retirement. So by making work optional sooner, you essentially buy your freedom at today's prices, or close to it anyway, depending on when you retire. It's like locking in a lifetime discount on your future lifestyle. So this brings me to a surprising truth. You probably need far less than you think to make work optional. So reason number 5 is the real number you need. Traditional retirement calculators say you need 25 times your annual expenses saved. They assume that you'll never earn another dollar and that you need to maintain 100% of your current lifestyle. Both assumptions are wrong. Consider Jennifer, a healthcare professional earning $95,000 who thought early retirement was impossible. Traditional calculators told her she needed $2.4 million. But after analyzing her real expenses, we found her core costs were just about $45,000 annually. So she could easily earn $20,000 yearly doing part-time telehealth work she enjoyed. This meant that she only needed to cover $25,000 from her investments, requiring just $625,000 saved instead of the $2.4 million. Many professionals assume they need their full salaries replaced, but they forget about work-related expenses, paid-off mortgages, and natural spending changes. I've seen this pattern repeatedly. Clients discover they need 40 to 50% less than calculators suggest. Some worry about having too little saved, but having the flexibility to earn even a small amount through enjoyable work can really transform the math here. So your freedom number is likely far lower than you think, especially when you account for any kind of part-time work and reduced expenses. This makes early freedom much more achievable than most people realize. So traditional retirement planning asks you to trade your healthy years for freedom you might be too tired to enjoy, but you can choose a different path. And so I'd encourage you just to hit subscribe, join the Fire OS community to discover your real freedom number and learn how to reach it years sooner than you thought possible.